Hello everyone. Today I wanted to share with you my daily drivers. So just my primary points of contact when it comes to journaling, the ones that I do my best not to neglect. And if you have been following along, I am doing my 2025 journaling lineup in the beginning of April, which is a bit ridiculous, but it hasn't been until this time that I've had time to kind of pursue some of my other side hobbies and have the time to film. So here we are. And this is my Hobonichi Weeks Mega. It is in a gallon leather. I hope I'm saying that right. Their leather is absolutely stunning, super well made, super durable. I adore this thing to death. I have used it for years and years, and it's not going anywhere. It is something that I'm going to use, I don't even know how long. But I put a Pirates of the Caribbean medallion on it because I just love that, like, vibe. And I will get into it. It is my kind of my cornerstone, if you will, like my touchstone. It's my launching point for everything else that I do. So originally how I was using these journals is I was doing like memory planning in them, just like basic like appointments and to-do lists and weekly goals. And I did that for years and years and years, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is super effective for, I'd say, a high percentage of people. And then I found that that was not really working for me personally, and I got kind of boring. And then I found that I was just basically doing like overarching memory planning where it wasn't longhand, it wasn't like journal entries, it was just bullet points of, all right, groceries, laundry, worked, 9 to 5, that kind of thing. Went to the dentist. Like, it was just like marking down things that happened that day. The most I would do as far as like journaling is I would like quotes. So if like somebody like had an inside joke that day, so like one of the inside jokes that I have with somebody is like, I may or may not, which is not funny to anyone else but us, but just that, like, well, I may or may not, da 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 da. So like if I had a silly inside joke with somebody that day, I would jot it down in here. So that's how I use the memory planning way of using this. I did that for years, and I did love it. But once I started getting into digital diary, once I started kind of getting more into longhand journaling, once I started getting better about my bullet journal, like all these other things that I did, this felt really redundant. And it felt like I was only doing it to make sure that I didn't lose information, but it kind of lost its, like, I don't know if passion sounds like an extreme word, but like kind of. And it kind of lost its, like, spark, if you will. But I still did it because I thought it was a healthy thing to do. Now, for this year, I was like, okay, this is something I don't ever want to give up. It's something that I like just do love having, and I do think it's important to my process, but I don't really like want to do it the same way. And so what am I going to do? Right? Like, what am I going to do with it? How am I going to make it a source of just like joy and excitement, and I want to be in it and I want to interact with it, and what am I going to do with it? And I was like, you know what? I want a junk journal. I want to do like just I wish there was a better word for that. Which there probably is, and I just can't think of it. So if you can think of it, feel free to share it with me. But just like a catch-all, like this is the playground for my brain. And so yes, there will be times where I write about the day, or like make mentions about the day. But that's not really like its full purpose. And so I'm just gonna write down whatever I need to write down, however I want to write down, or whatever I'm inspired to write down. And that's how I'm going to approach this. And once I just let it be like this free landscape for my head, I like fell in love with it. So I will show you around a little bit. This is the Mega. This cover is very textured, which when I first bought it, I had mixed feelings about, but it has really grown on me. I kind of like doing this. I have here a little card that one of my friends at my Bible study made me. That's just really precious to me. I've had it for years. And I have as well a picture from my previous job of my team when we dressed up for Halloween one year. And then this is the store that I literally, this is going to make me sound crazy, but when you see all my other videos, it's going to make sense. I drive down to this store to get my Hobonichi every year. So I've only lived where I live for 2 years. So I've only done this twice, but it is 3 hours away from me, this shop, but it's the only place anywhere near me that has Hobonichi products in person, and just they're so important to me, and I use them every year without fail, that like picking them out in person is something that makes me really, really happy, and it's something I vastly prefer over buying them online. So I drive 3 hours to this place to get my Hobonichis for the year. So if you are anywhere in the Pacific Northwest and you want Hobonichi products in person, this is where you go. I wish they had them at Owajimaya. You would think that they would have them at Owajimaya. I've dug through Owajimaya multiple times. They don't have them. Here, I have stickers coming out of my ears. I have random sticker sheets. Why I keep them here and not with all my other stickers, who knows? But also, like, when I start dwindling, I start putting them all on one page. So like this was originally a separate sticker sheet. This was originally separate. These were originally separate. But instead of having just little pieces on multiple pages, I just stuck them all on one page. And I don't know, these stickers are just, I really like them. So I like them specifically for this project for some reason. And then in the back here, there's actually like a little folder in the back here. My friends, who also wrote me the little card here, wrote me a letter of encouragement, and this thing is extremely precious to me, and so I keep it here, and it has been in there for years, and it's not going anywhere. It is going to stay there, because when people pray over your identity, that is something to cherish. So, and then it has a zipper pocket here in the back. And I went through years where I used this as my wallet, and because I live with chronic illness, I would have like medicine here, and then I would have like all my credit cards and stuff up here, and then I would have my planner here, and this would literally be like my purse, and that worked okay, but it's not a purse, and it doesn't have any way to carry, so I literally just like have it like this, which depending on the situation like wasn't awesome, so I ended up getting away from that. But if I grab anything out of all of my journals that you've seen, if you've been watching my videos, this is what I grab. And there's a reason why it's always a mega, is because this is what I grab. If I'm on the go, this is what goes with me. So it has to be a mega so that I can have room to write notes in the back for whatever life throws my way or whatever my brain throws my way when I'm out and about. So there is that. I have yet to come up with anything to do with the yearly in the smaller ones. I do use my yearly in my big one, but in the small one I don't really have any use for it right now. Kind of same goes for the monthly for this size. I don't really know. I used to do the one sticker a day, where it was a sticker that symbolized kind of how I felt about my day. I actually loved that, and I did that for years, so maybe I'll get back to that, and I'll stop like scrolling through pages that have nothing on them. And then yeah, this was a year check-in that I did, where I just kind of made points about how I was feeling about the year, and then here we go. So there isn't anything like, I don't know, insanely personal, I don't think, so should be good. But yeah, I just write whatever I feel like writing. I write whatever kind of speaks to my brain. And now that I am in transition between jobs, I write all about my goals for applying for jobs and my progress there. And I also do the same thing in the back here. So I have all sorts of stuff in the back here. Let's take a look, make sure I'm not flashing anything at you that I don't want to. So yeah, I have like ideas for projects that I may or may not ever do. I have calculations, I have tracking hours at work. I have sticky notes that my friends wrote me at work that I just thought were cute, so I kept them. I have lists, I have journal entries, I have information about health insurance, I have jobs I've applied for. I have all of the things in here. So this is really just this mental dumping ground, mental catch-all for me, and I love it. It's great. So it's not flashy, it's not like necessarily very aesthetically pleasing to others, I'd imagine, but hey, it does the trick. It does what I need it to do. It does its job, as you could say. So I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I went to Austin, Texas because one of my closest friends got married. He actually got married in Temple, but Austin was where I flew into. And so I had to get stickers to show that, of course, because I'm obsessed with stickers. And I look forward to this being more and more fat and more filled out, and it is truly lovely. So if you are a Hobonichi girly and you would like to share anything about your process, I'd love to hear it. If you have any questions about the products that I'm using, feel free to ask. Hopefully this was inspiring for you in some way, and I appreciate you watching. And if you haven't checked out my other videos for my 2025 lineup, definitely recommend it. I do all types of writing for all types of reasons and all types of products. So thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next one.